I got an interesting NBA question for you.
Oh, okay.
And we'll close on this one.
Okay.
This was just something I was pondering today because I heard a guy say that he thought that Giannis was the greatest power forward of all time. And this same person
of all time?
Right.
Oh, wow.
Now, let me tell you that this same person said that he doesn't believe Jordan is the GOAT because the shooting guards in Jordan's era weren't that good. And I said, well, why don't we reverse engineer that same logic about Giannis? I said, and Jokic, really. I said, Giannis and Jokic are in an era where they have one other great player at their position. I said, and not only is that other great player in the other conference, but they each of them respectively, and they're both often injured. Of course, the player being Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis. Those are the only two respective other great players at the position. There's other good players. I don't want to knock Domantas Sabonis and Bam Adebayo, and there's other good bigs.
Yeah,
Karl Anthony Towns. Like there's other good bigs, but it's not. I'm like
they're not Hall of Famers.
Tim Duncan played. My argument was Tim Duncan probably played in the golden era of power forwards.
Yeah,
he played against. So he came in right in the same year that Karl Malone had been to back-to-back finals and been an MVP. Yep. So he played against Karl Malone, played against Chris Webber, Rasheed Wallace, Kevin Garnett, Jermaine O'Neal, Amari Stoudemire, Dirk Nowitzki. Right, yeah, I'm like that, and even good second-tier guys like Robert Horry and Millsap and Brian Grant. I'm like, there was a ton of really excellent power. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there was a ton of really excellent power forwards. I'm like, really, the game is curated now for perimeter players, and Giannis and Jokic benefit because now they can just bull their way to the basket anytime they want to because there's not really anybody there to challenge them physically. I mean, you look last year, there was times in the playoffs where Alex Caruso was guarding Jokic. Yeah. And if you watched the game last week against the Knicks, most of the game, my man, the one that I don't care for on the Knicks, he was guarding.
Josh Hart.
Yeah, Josh Hart was guarding Giannis for most of the game. Josh Hart 6'4".
I know. I'm
like, so they are going to physically impose themselves on their matchup, most every night in the NBA. I'm like, they go on the odd night, they're going to have somebody who can physically match up with them. I'm like, so be prepared to have the argument reverse engineered against them. And I'm like, and to me, Jordan being as dominant as he was in a big man's league, I'm like, that's a feather in his cap.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like, two bigs being dominant in a little guy's league. I'm like, that's the same argument they use against Wilt. I'm like, Wilt was just bigger than everybody else. Now, Wilt has some skills. I'm like, I think that's kind of an unfair.
I mean, that's why his numbers were so ridiculous because it was like a combination of him actually being skilled and being the greatest athlete walking earth.
Exactly. Yeah, he was 7
just
feet,
totally
300 pounds.
unfair.
Yeah. It was
unfair on every level.
Right. Yeah. And I'm like, that to me. So, I mean, how do you feel about that, man? You feel,
what about Tim Duncan versus Giannis?
Yeah, like
it's not even a conversation.
That's
like,
how I feel. I'm like,
that's a non-starter.
But I think Giannis is in the pantheon of great power forwards. Just like I think Jokic is in the pantheon of great centers.
Okay.
I don't think that either will be considered the greatest at their position, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, we got to stop this. Like, hold on, man. I mean, just because you're getting a heavy dosage of them dominating in their era, like, we just can't. I mean, if you've seen both, you just can't forget what you've seen. Right. So, the older I get, the more I kind of appreciate the elder's opinion of certain athletes.
Yes, absolutely.
Is Giannis top 4?
Power forwards? Off the top of my head, I would have to really revisit that.
I would be okay with that. I'm all right with that. Yeah, because league MVP, he's been DPOW twice, right?
I believe so. And the reason I'm asking is because I didn't know you was gonna bring this up, but I had seen a video of Shaq and Reggie Miller talking about they Mount Rushmores of power forwards.
Yeah.
And both left Giannis off.
I mean, like I said, I don't think you could argue anyone off. Like if someone put Giannis on there, because to your point, he has all the prerequisite credentials.
Finals MVP, league MVP, Defensive Player of the Year award.
There's so many that you could plug in there where it's like, okay, if that's your fault, because I mean, I mean, as great as Giannis is, I mean, the Tim Duncan, that's a non-starter.
Yeah, to me, Tim Duncan is by far and away the best.
I think Garnett was better.
Yeah, I mean, right. I agree. And again, they had great matchups every night. That was the golden era of power forwards.
Now, I do think Giannis is better than Malone.
Before you go on, I will say that I think in the discussion of who's like the top power forwards, I think the younger era and the older era, I think they're both in agreement that Duncan and Garnett are on that list. Yeah. I think where the argument starts is Barkley and I ain't gonna say his name, even though we already said it, but
who, Karl Malone?
Yeah. But I think, and that's probably more so because of what's happened off the court.
Oh, does he usurp either the Smell Man or Barkley? Okay, I mean, yeah, that's fair. The Barkley one's tough for me, man, because I really think in another multiverse, if Michael Jordan didn't exist, Charles Barkley would have been the best player in the NBA for about 4 years.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
that's tough.
I mean, the thing about it,
and I'm a huge Dirk guy.
Yeah, Dirk was cold. I think again, I agree with you. I see. The thing is that, and I don't like hypotheticals.
Mm-hmm.
But like, take a Dirk and put him now, and take a Giannis and put him back then, where he got great power forward matchups every night, and he can't shoot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so now you're not just bullying your way inside no more. You actually got to have, because now Giannis goes to the basket and he either gets fouled or gets a layup. Mm-hmm. Like, that's really his game because he's just so much physically stronger than everybody. But if you go back to that golden era of power forwards, number one, you're going to have to defend another great power forward.
Yep.
That's got post moves, that can bring it out to the nail, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you...
Jermaine O'Neal got a bag for you, dog.
Chris Webber, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Rashid got a bag for you, dog.
Everybody got an offensive skill set, and they just as long and just as strong as you are. And then on the flip side, like, you're not just going to be able to push them into the paint and get what you want. And I'm not saying that he wouldn't give as just as well as he got, but like, you're going to have a great matchup every night. Again, that was in my opinion, the golden era for power forwards, even more so than the previous era. Because that was like the golden era for centers, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I feel like that shifted to power forwards when Duncan came in. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody wanted a power forward. They wanted a 4.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's an interesting conversation. And again, like, I'm not discrediting Giannis or downplaying him. He's a great player.
He's right there. He's right. And like I said, if he's in your 4, it's like, okay.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh man, you crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, you're not
crazy
tripping.
saying Michael Jordan ain't the GOAT. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, everything, everything else. Yeah, I mean, I'm with it. But
yeah. No, I agree. I was just wondering how.
And I think a lot of it too is Giannis has done a lot relatively at a young age. I think did he just turn 30?
Yeah, I think he might be. Well, how old is Giannis, nephew? Check that for me.
He might have just turned 30, maybe, or he may be younger than that.
Yeah, no. He definitely 30.
Yeah,
he might be 31 or 2.
But he did a lot. He did, relatively quick.
No, I mean, listen,
people saw his growth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I get it.
Yeah, no, Giannis is a beast. Like,
he turns 31 on December 6th.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he might be 31. But yeah, no, Giannis is you're right though. He's a beast.
And he's got a lot more runway.
He does. Yeah, no, like the book is not written on him. But no, and to that point, I think that had he played in that golden era, though, let me give Giannis some credit. I think he develops that 15 to 17 footer a lot more.
Oh man,
he's shooting 1,000 of those in the summertime every day,
yeah.
And that's 50 points in the final. Giannis, the Giannis that's hitting that 15 to 17 footer is unstoppable.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like when he's hitting that with consistency, that's the Giannis that you can't stop, because then you got to come out and honor that. Then he can put it on the floor and go by you. You know, he got the spin move. He got the then everything works off.
Oh, for sure. Because he come through that era, he would have had to touch somebody's college. And it's going to be a Krzyzewski, a Thompson, a Phelps, Williams.
Yeah.
Somebody was going to coach him.
Yes.
And give him a real base where he kind of had to get it on the track running once he got into the league. So, I hear you.
No, man, but that that's an interesting conversation, man. I like those Mount Rushmore's top 5 conversations. But man, we'll shut it down right there.